Cola Ron.
Yeah, what's up, brother?
What's good, man?
Chilling.
Tell me a little bit about your writing journey.
Oh man, writing journey. Always was a writer, and when I look back, I always was thinking like that. You know, my grandmother had a selection of encyclopedias in the house, and my uncle brother, he would always read from those encyclopedias. And me and him had a contest. We would battle each other with who could come up with the most sophisticated, slick saying. And so I would get mine from sword movies. You know, like Errol Flynn. You know, the sword movies always had the flies one-liners.
Yeah.
Yeah, he started getting his one-liners from books. And so once I realized he was getting his one-liners from books, I started reading books, and reading books leads you to thinking like a writer. And then I started writing poems at an early age. Then the whole black conscious community came into rap, and I also was raised Afrocentric. So it was always there. And so that's where the writing journey started. And from there,
About how the performance style and yin yang influenced your writing.
um, you had so many different styles of poets. You had so many different styles back then. You know, you had a Wee One who was abstract. You had Shade Tree who was gritty and grimy, went lyrical. Man, there's so many. You had Johannes. Johannes was fly, abstract. John Good, Malik Salam, Georgia Me. Everybody's style was unique. And like when I went to a lot of other cities, everybody would copy one style. But Atlanta was the only city that everybody got on that stage their own style, and you knew everybody's style. And seeing all those different styles, it just brought out the best in you and made you gravitate to your own style quick. And so that's how I was influenced by watching all these different styles. And it made you understand that everybody do have a unique soul, and everybody's have a unique style. And when whether you're spitting it on the mic or picking up the pen and writing it, everybody got a unique soul. You know, everybody got a unique style. So it taught me how to really dig deep and gravitate and grab my own style. That's what it taught me. You know.
So tell me about being a writer in Atlanta, being a black man and a writer in the city of Atlanta.
Oh, it's interesting. It's interesting. The fact that you're in Atlanta, you know, Atlanta is one of the black cities with a bunch of intellectually educated people. One thing about being a writer, you realize how many people are not illiterate, and you realize how many people be fronting. So in Atlanta, being a writer and a poet, you run into a lot of black professionals. And all these black professionals be priding themselves on how smart a lot of them be. And I keep quiet for the most part because a lot of times you realize a lot of them ain't that bright. And it comes back to when they really say, dude, there's no education like self-education. That's the only education out here. And that's a real statement. People say that, but you really see it, because you really see people who educate themselves beyond colleges and schools and shit. And you see people who don't. And people don't realize you can see it and you can perceive it. And being in Atlanta, a city full of professional black people, you can tell. You can tell easy. I see people that be good in their field, but when you talk to them, you be like, God, this dude a great doctor, but damn, dude. You know what I'm saying? That's all he know. He don't know nothing else. And it's amazing when you see it. So you see that a lot. That dynamic is out here, you know. And it happens to a lot of the poets and shit. People talk to you, they think you're not listening, and they think that you can't come back at them and talk with them. And then when they see you talking with them, and not only talking with them, adding something to the conversation that they never thought about, and then taking the conversation higher, it shocks them. Because a lot of people are assimilated into the mainstream society. So they don't expect you to be their be sharp or whatnot.
Talk a little bit about being a creative in the new world.
It's interesting because you have the world is wide open for you to be creative. You got all this technology that you can use, but the same thing, the gift is also the curse. The technology got so many people so trapped in their own worlds that they're really not paying attention to no type of creativity or no type of writing or no type of real deep high level art, because a lot of people are trapped into their own worlds. So it's the gift and the curse. You can make a film now with technology that could surpass technology they had making movies in the 80s. But you got a bunch of people who don't know how to do it. And then the people who do know how to do it, now you got to be able to get somebody to watch a film because the technology got everybody locked in their own brain. You know, so it's the gift and the curse. So that's one of the challenges of being a creative in this new world. You know, you got a lot of technology. You can do stuff now, especially like your own. You can print your own books. A writer 100 years ago could only dream of. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. They could only dream of printing their own books. And now you can print your own fucking book. You know, you got so much that you can do now. But again, the technology also has locked people and imprisoned people in their own world, in their own bubble.
That's good.
Yeah.
Tell me about technology and so many choices and what that does to the creative and what that does to the public.
Oh man, it's paralyzing because you got so many choices, man. You really don't know what to choose, man. And so they say too many choices paralyze you, and it's true. You know, I remember when I was living by the bluff, and I didn't have much money at this time. So what I would do, I would go to the library. I had a library card, and I would go in there and get me a jazz CD, a classical CD, and a fucking a movie from the section. They had all these old movies: Sherlock Holmes, Hercule Poirot, All Quiet on the Western Front. But when I would go up in there, I didn't have no choice to go to Blockbuster. When I would go up in there, I used to be so happy to go up in there. And if I see a new Hercule Poirot or a new Sherlock Holmes DVD sitting out there, I'd be so happy, man. Yeah, I'm gonna sit back and watch. Man, you would think I was watching a Brad Pitt movie or something. And so I would get that movie and come home, man. I would be so happy with the Miles Davis. I got Miles Davis that's my first heard Porgy and Bess, Miles Davis, when I was from the library, from Central Library, man. I was so happy when I got that CD, man. So yeah, because I didn't have a lot of choices. So the choices I did have, I was happy as hell. Now we got 1,000 choices and shit. And so don't they say Americans are the most unhappy citizens in the world? Mm-hmm. And we got the most freedom. It's crazy. So yeah, it's interesting, but.
Performing in the age of COVID, what are the crowds like?
Little as fuck, about 10 people, 15 people. Oh yeah, 15, 10 people performing in the COVID. Yeah, they were real small. Probably about 10 to 20 people in the age of COVID and shit. Yeah, it was probably about 10 to 15 people. Everything was online. Everybody was performing on Zoom. Yeah, everybody started performing on Zoom. Everybody bought cameras and shit. Yeah, I bought a Brio. Yeah, and I performed storytelling. I did the Moth East Coast storytelling competition online. And I'm used to being in front of the crowd, feeding off the crowd. So I couldn't really get into it because I feed off the crowd and telling the story. But when we was performing, I'm staring at myself on the screen. And man, it threw me off so bad. I still did the story, but it was hard trying to do it. You know.
What was odd about it?
Because they had this big screen, so when they was filming you, you could just see you, and you didn't have a crowd, and you knew it was an audience online across the country watching it. So you had that, all right, there's people all watching me, but I can't see nothing but myself, and I gotta tell a story. When usually, when I'm telling the story, I go into my story and I'm searching, looking at the eyes of some of the people to make sure they understand the story. So I'm gauging them by their eyes and by their reactions. So I didn't have none of that. So it was like I was floating in midair while I was telling that story. Yeah, it's crazy.
So what's it like to be back on the stage again and talking to an actual crowd?
Oh, it was beautiful, man. It was beautiful. First time I went back out to tell a story, DJ said, "Welcome back, Carla." I said, "It was good to be back." Yeah, it was good. And it was a good story. The crowd, feeding off the crowd, that felt good. Spitting the poem felt good in front of a big crowd. That really, really felt good. People was hungry for it. They got loud as hell, you know. So it felt good, man, just reacting with that human connection again that we took for granted during 2020.
Talk about being an artist in Atlanta. Talk about being an artist in Atlanta, watching the city change.
Ah, that's crazy, man. I always liked Atlanta because you always read about migration cities. And so I was always intrigued by how Atlanta is a migration city. And matter of fact, in my novel, my first book, I opened up talking about this Atlanta migration. But then not only is it a migration, it's a migration mixed with becoming the new Hollywood. So that's that strange mix. You got people coming here. You got some people come here to work, like most migration, and then you got a whole nother group who come here to be stars. And it makes for a dark, crazy, yet beautiful and weird type of experience. So it's strange watching it, you know what I'm saying?
Explain that a little bit more.
That it's the migration?
No, the experience.
It's the experience, so it's like 1 year you say for instance like the 90s, you had a lot of people coming here just for a better life, right? And then when the music took off, then you had people coming for a better life and the music. Then Hollywood came, so you had people coming for better life, music, and then Hollywood. The Hollywood brought the weird motherfuckers, you know, because first you would have a lot of people who would just be cool. And I'm not talking about weird in the good way, I'm talking about weird in a strange serial killer type way. So you got more of them motherfuckers floating around. You know, they follow their Hollywood, they follow their lights. So you got those three elements mixed together. You got people coming to work, people coming for music, people coming here for Hollywood. Then you got the vultures coming here to prey on all of these people. So that's what Atlanta has become. It's a strange mix.
Let's talk about being the villain again. Tell me what you think
Oh,
about
man, I embrace it. You know, poets named me the infamous Coat of Rum. I didn't name myself that because they say I don't bite my tongue. A lot of people run from it because I don't get the money that a lot of poets have gotten, a lot of shows, because I'm gritty, but I love it. I embrace being the villain, and all of them know that. I embrace it. A lot of them scared to, but I embrace it. I love being the villain and shit. I don't get the shows that a lot of them get. I don't get a lot of the money, but whenever one of them have a hardcore crowd, they come get me. They gotta come get wrong. You know, so I love being the villain. I love it. It's just part of my nature and shit. So yeah, they named me the infamous because they say I don't bite my tongue and shit. I didn't name myself that. The poets named me that shit. But I love it. I love embracing the villain. Somebody got to be that motherfucker. Somebody got to tell the world, all y'all full of shit. All y'all pretending. Fuck y'all. Fuck everybody. Somebody got to say it. Somebody got to spit the Louis on the world. Somebody got to pick up the mud and throw it on the motherfucker politician with the white blaze on. You know what I'm saying? Somebody got to, you see a rich person like Bill Gates, the man threw a pie in his face. Somebody got to do that. I'm the literary version of that. Yeah.
Cool. So talk about being a black man and an artist in a city like Atlanta that's evolving.
Oh, it's wild. Being a black man in a city like Atlanta with a bunch of black people, and it's evolving. It's amazing to watch the evolution. Because you're actually watching a city, a metropolis become a megalopolis. You know, you got probably, they say we register about 5 million people within Fulton. But they probably got a strong 15 million people in Atlanta, man, with all of the outskirts, man. There's people all over this thing. So it's amazing watching this shit grow. And just watching the growth of it and watching it becoming one of these hardcore cities. That's the real amazing thing about it. watching it become a hardcore city, it's just crazy just to watch it, man.
So how does that affect your work?
I mean, you're seeing so much different stuff. I mean, you always got stimulation. You always got things you can talk about, man. You know, you always got new artists coming out, new things popping up. And then when you one of the pillars and shit, it's even better for you because your name still rings throughout the city. You know what I'm saying? So being one of the pillars of a growing city is a good thing because everything comes to you. So you don't have to do as much hustling like somebody that's not in a hub city have to do. Atlanta's a hub city, so I don't have to do a lot of outside hustling. Everything comes here. You know what I'm saying?
For the future of your work and your poetry and your writing, what would you like to see it? Where would you like to see it go in the future?
Man, it's gonna go where it's gonna go at this point. I just let it go where it's gonna go, because it always hits people you didn't think it was gonna hit. People you think gonna hit, sometimes it hit them, sometimes it don't. So I just now at this age of my life, I just put it out there and let it hit who it gonna hit, and let it go where it's gonna go.
All right.